Quite like a fight at the Empire Fight Camp. I'm Todd Grisham. One up against them. Sweet. This an open air out. These two fighters promised us an offensive show. Let's see if they deliver. Throws the jab but does not score. Perfect counter shot. Straight right, just misses. Who did more work in the gym? That's what it might come down to, considering how hot and humid it is today.
Well, Todd, let me explain to you. We're outside. Nobody can turn the temperature down. Nobody can turn the sun down. When that sun's beating on you, when you're tired, when you're frustrated, when you're getting hit, when you're getting hurt, there's no cool fighting that's dropping in there. This is where it's real fight on fight.
Punch, counter punch. This has been a very competitive round between these two.
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Nice counter shot. It's all offense all the time. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Shots from both of these fighters. Got to be careful, though. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. I promise you. And there's the bell to start round two. This fight has been very one-sided. What are we going to have in this round?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
This fighter's completely content to sit back and let you make the first move. That's where they thrive.
You're fighting a counter puncher, you've got a dummy shot. Make them react from that, then react then. I know it's hard to think that way, but counter punchers, they're watching you every move, that every twitch.
One punch could change anything when these two step in the ring. Those who thought this would be a mismatch, you are sorely wrong.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
Who's willing to go where the other fighter won't? Beautiful counter punch. Jab doesn't find a home. Good counter punch. By the way, the connect percentages have to be off the charts. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. You know that. Here we go in round three. Who's going to land the first big shot? So the fight will continue. How do they turn things around?
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
Good counter punching. Those counter punches have to hurt. want the knockout. Well done with that counter shot. Punch. There's a counter shot. This has been a very competitive round as we reach the midway point.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
You'd like to see more jabs. Careful not to punch himself out. He threw a punch and just got countered. Nice counter shot. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. And a round that seemed like an eternity for them finally comes to a close.
Every second, every minute.
And there's the bell to start round 4. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart. Be sharp. Don't be a fool. Don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
Both men step back for just a moment. That one will count. Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. You've seen all the famous boxing movies, the training scenes, the gym work. That's what it all boils down to. Who's going to have more endurance?
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
Halfway through the round, and man, these two are going at it.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Unlucky to miss with that jab. And he scores with the counter. How about that time counter shot? They exchange punches. Not so rigid anymore with the stance. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. About on to the 5th we go. Well, Johnny, can he keep the momentum going after that last huge round for him?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
That counter punch caught him clean. When you're a power puncher, you're not as concerned with how many punches you throw. It's about how many you land and how hard they are.
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
Both of these men showing exceptional chins, by the way. Jab doesn't quite connect. What a round so far as we've reached the halfway point.
Perfectly matched, skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Here we go with with the lightweights get ready to see some blazing hand speed and fancy footwork.
So you're getting in there with someone that's so fast, you're prepared to take a licking because you've got to get some before you get in close.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? Catch and shoot. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. What would you take? Let's start the 6th. That corner has got to find a way to get some momentum behind their fighter.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
It's all offense all the time. Here we go with these two lightning-quick lightweights.
That power might be the do or die. That power might be the equalizer.
Nice counter. These two fighters are made for one another. You gotta like what you're seeing as we reach the halfway point of this round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Beautiful counter shot. Every time they drop their guard, they get caught. Perfect counter lands. Gotta let your hands go. Oh, right there. Marquez is dazed. Marquez goes down. I don't think we can truly appreciate what we saw unless we see it in slow motion.
Shot from the gods, they say. A shot from the gods.
A huge moment. Here we go. It's round 7. His eyes look pretty clear here, Johnny. How do you think he's going to do after being knocked down in the last round?
That knockdown we just saw was a heavy knockdown. I'd be very, very surprised if he'll come out fresh as a daisy. That's not going to happen. He's got to hustle now. He's got to bluff it.
Jab does not score. To be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Well, Johnny, has anything surprised you here as we enter the final frames of this bout?
I've never seen a fighter so fast in my life. How do you deal with this? You've got to hope they run out of steam.
You couldn't write a script like this. This is like Rocky versus Apollo. Right, just misses. Nice counter punch right up the middle. What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make...
Oh, Johnny, take a look at this action. And is this the beginning of the end? A nightmare start to this fight. Good job trying to back out of trouble.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. no secret. There's the bell to start round 8. Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
That counter shot lands. Can't find a home with that jab. Neither fighter willing to slow down. Nice counter punch. This fighter's sort of the death by 1,000 paper cuts approach. He'll hit you 1,000 times before you can land one.
When you have a fighter that's got that great footwork and that great hand speed, it's so hard. It's an uphill battle.
Back and forth they go. Neither fighter willing to back down.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you. And so I've got to respect both of them. More than happy.
A perfect counter lands. This is some of the best action I've seen in any round, anywhere this year. Beautiful counter punch. What heart, what desire, but at what cost? Counter punching. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. What a dominant performance, and it's